Hi. Who's joining me tonight for a card reading? I'll give you all a few minutes to come on. I don't normally do my lives like this. I feel weird sat up. I'm normally stood watching, and if I move that way I've got like a halo. Hey. Hiya Sheila, how are you? Just let me know if you want a card, and hiya Laura, and if there's a specific question as well that you're looking to be answered, or a specific theme. If not, you can just think of that in your head. I was just saying, I don't normally do my lives like this. It feels weird sat there, and I feel like if I move this way or this way, I've got a halo. Hi Laura. Okay, so just put in the chat. Hi everyone. Sheila, are you wanting a card? You were the first one on. Do you want? Hi Laura, you're right. So I'm just saying, let me know what you want me to do, whether you want a card. Some people might just want to watch, I don't know. As well, if you have a specific question or topic. Hi Denise. I'm happy to pull one on that, or if you just want a general one, then I'll do it that way. So just let me know in the chat what you're looking for. Sheila was on first, so brilliant. I'll do Sheila a card. I've got a few sets out tonight, so I've got ones that are really linked to soul readings. Hi Joe. One that are kind of life transformation ones. Nature, but these are really good for detailed messages, and tarot, and also the energy ones. So next steps for Laura. Should have a notepad for this really, shouldn't I? So let's have a look. Who am I doing? Sheila, Laura, next steps. Okay, so we'll start with these ones for Sheila. I do that, I just clear the energy off the cards by tapping. Anybody who come to my reading or workshop will know that. Oh, that one flew out for you, Sheila. So this one's saying assurance. Can you see that? It's a really pretty card. And I think there's been something that you've been debating and kind of holding back on. And hello. I've got my phone on charge, so apologies if it takes off. Yeah, so this one's, I feel like you've got a bit of a dilemma at the minute. You've got something going on where you're kind of needing a bit of permission that something's okay to do, or you're feeling you've got a decision to make, I think, and one half of you is split, and it feels like it's showing me here like winter. You feel cold, emotionless, a little bit detached, and the other side's all joy, like spring. There's butterflies, there's life in the tree. And what I would say to you is, whatever it is that you're trying to decide and that you're battling within yourself, I think you've got to go for it. I think this card is saying that everything's okay, and you've got the support there, and the side that you're really drawn to, and that decision you're really drawn to, you're actually going to flourish in. So this is your assurance that everything's going to be okay with that, and you've got to trust your gut and go with it. So I hope that one's okay for you, Sheila. But that's a really positive one that you've got the back in there, so just go with that. We'll stick to these cards actually, because I quite like these. So Laura, just let me know whether that resonated with you, Sheila, as well. Lost you all again. Right, I'll take it off charge. It should be all right now. Sorry. Oh, that one flew out for you, Laura. So we've got this one, Higher Ground, and a lovely flower on that one. This has got like a little girl in it, and I feel like you've just got to have that childlike spirit about everything that you're doing, because when you put that fun into it and the excitement and you get that buzz, that's when you're really going to flourish and you're actually being lifted up now. So I think you've just got to trust yourself and really tap into that joy and excitement of it, because the rose is floating above a really abundant field. So you've got nothing to worry about. It's just about taking that leap of faith in a sense and backing yourself, but do it with fun. You've got to keep that fun and the excitement going so that you're getting the joy out of what you're doing. But definitely you're just going to flourish and grow. I think you've got a lot of support as well around you, helping you to do it. So within the rose, I don't know whether you can see, but there's 2 people's heads. So maybe there's 2 people around you really supporting you, watching over you. Oh, actually, now I've said that, I'm seeing more. So I think you've got a whole backing of support, whether it's angels, spirit guides, whatever it is. You're just going to keep growing. And I think this is levels of your business as well. I think there's lots of different paths and lots of different routes you could take, and each one will be good for you. So don't worry if you do pivot or change direction, but you've just got to believe, and as long as it lights you up and you get that real good feeling inside and like your child is like excited, then you've got to go for it, and there's absolutely nothing to worry about. It's all abundant. So yeah, that's a really good one for you as well. Who else we got on? Who else? Denise, I know you were there. Who else? I'm just looking through the comments to see. Samantha, are you still there? You were next. Samantha Gadsby, I'll do one for you now. They're a bit lively, Samantha, but I keep getting 2. See the comments? Hiya Kelly, glad you made it. Oh, there we go. So Samantha, we've got one for you. I hope you're still on. This one's the bigger picture. So this is a gorgeous card. I think it's just saying to you to kind of lift yourself up above what's happening at the minute, and try and feed it lots of positive thoughts, and whatever's happening, you just kind of take yourself to that next level, if that makes sense. So I feel like you may be getting caught up on stuff that's happening day to day rather than what you're trying to manifest in total. So this is really put that dreamlike energy into what you're trying to manifest overall, rather than thinking about, I know the rainbow's lovely on this one. So rather than thinking about day to day what's happening, you're sowing the seeds for the future. So keep that dream alive and keep that vision going. And this is feeding in, as you can see, the rainbow's feeding into the earth, and it's making the flowers grow. So I'm seeing that real kind of magical spirit of whatever that your bigger picture is, just keep that vision, because you are creating that. So remember that you've just got to keep feeding that in, keep visualising it every day, keeping that alive, and believe that you've got the power to do it. You know, this is kind of like a believe in miracles card. So just keep going with that. It's really positive. All right. Hope, Samantha, that was good for you. Denise, I'll do one for you. Oh, right. They're popping out tonight. I did ask them for some good help for you. Oh, this one's good. Right. Denise, we've got breakthrough. So I feel like there's been a lot happened for you, and there's been like quite a lot of rough stuff that you've had to get through. I don't know whether it's kind of emotional or what it is, but well, I think it is emotional because it's all linked to water. So I think ultimately you've kind of stepping now out of like rough seas, but you feel like you're still in that emotion, and it's just that you've got to rise up and really break through it now. But you're at that point where you really can make a big breakthrough. So where you felt like you've kind of been held back, I feel like this is a time that you can really start to release yourself and be who you really want to be and show like your true colours. There's a lot of colouring in this card, and also a lot of like abundance and transition. I feel like this is quite a transformational time for you. So I don't know whether you've been feeling the brunt of all the emotions that come up with transition. Because it can be really draining. You can feel like you're lost. You can feel completely, you know, just a whirlwind of emotion, and everything gets thrown at you. Because what happens is when you're going through a transformation, your ego starts to kick in and it brings up everything to try and hold you back. But this is saying to keep on going. You're nearly there. Just be your true self. Be true to you and what feels good for you. And you're nearly there. There's a big breakthrough on the card, so just keep going with that, Denise. Hope that one helps. Who else was on? La, you're next. Lorraine. Oh, I'm gonna have a dry throat tonight. Oh, a bit jumpy. They're kind of jumping all over, but then I'm getting like, oh, that's a definite. Oh, Lorraine, you got empowerment. So this is a really good one for you. I'll just flick to the comments and then I can see. So again, this one is just saying like, sometimes you feel like you're still in that emotional place where you're kind of battling up against like strong seas, and you're trying to paddle and you're just not really getting anywhere. But then other days you've got the flip side where you're like absolutely blooming and everything's amazing. This is just saying to you that them strong seas are kind of coming out of your own mind, if you know what I mean. Can you see here that you've got like the boats, and then the lightning's coming out of her mind. So I think it's just to empower your thoughts. Keep that dark side at bay, because that is just your ego and everything playing up at the minute. I think because you're on such a good path and you are supported by source, angels, you know, whatever it is you want to call it. I know you're like me, so we'll call it the same. But it's just really keeping focused on that side. Don't let the other side creep in, because that's just when you let all your energy flow. Oh, I'm back. Hopefully you heard that. I'm just saying you're losing your power when you're giving into them negative thoughts and limiting beliefs. So it's really just looking at that bright side, keeping focused on that. You know exactly where you're going, and just believe that you can do it, because that's all within you. It's just empowering yourself. And I think it's just keeping them doubts at bay, because they're done now. You don't need to put any energy into it. Just focus on the other stuff. All right. No, Annette, you're not too late. I'm just working through who's on. Oh, Sheila, I'm glad you liked that one. Laura, I'm glad you liked it. I seen Joe on there. Is Joe still here? I'll do Joe a card. Oh, they flipped, but there was 2 there, so I just want to check. Joe, are you still on? Just let me know. Who else we got? So we've done Joe. So I've still got Kelly to do. Annette, Patty, and Trisha. I'll just hold off. Let me just see. Joe's not on yet. She's gone, so I will do hers in a bit. So Kelly, I'll do you next. Let me just check. Sorry, I'm just checking who's on, who isn't. Okay. So Kelly, I'll do you. These cards are so big, my hands are a bit like, oh, it's too much. Going with that one, Kelly. It was kind of sticking in my hands. I think that's... Oh, again, this is a nice one for you. Same as Sheila. So it's assurance. I think this one, though, is more around... obviously what we've been chatting through the last couple of weeks, and I think this one's about you being strong within yourself. You've got kind of like negative winds being blown at you, and I think that's like the winter side, and it's kind of like coming in, and you feel like it's never going away. But you've just got to be true to what you know who you are, you know what you're doing, you know your values, you know your beliefs. You've got to just embrace who you are. So on the one side, you're kind of very, very strong and you put yourself out there. You're like, this is me. And then on the other side, you have that really, this is me, but they're not going to like me. People aren't going to like me. They're not going to accept me. So you've just got to go with, this is me, regardless of the people around you, and be really true to yourself and what you know, and the right people will come. If it's the wrong people around you now, you've got to let them fall away. You've got to be true to yourself, because you're never going to be happy. You can't just people please. So it's really having that strength on this other side, that what you've got to give is a lot. So just believe in yourself with this one, I think, and just own who you are. All right, Lorraine, I'll see you in a minute. Own who you are and really just shelter yourself from that negativity. Remember what I come on and said the other day. If somebody's been negative towards you, just send it back to them with love. Thank them. I don't need that. That's yours. Send it back with love. And just believe in yourself, because you've got a lot of love to give people. You know, you just need the right people around you. So hopefully that helps. Who else have we got on? Just give me a comment if you want a card. The people who's watching. So if you haven't had one, just pop a comment in and let me know. Hiya Abby, hiya Holly. Are you two wanting one? This is fun. Yeah, Abby wants one. Trisha, are you on? Annette as well. You said you wanted a card, didn't you? Right. Annette, I'll do yours now because you've been on for a while, haven't you? Yeah, still on. Okay, so Annette. Also, Denise, was that any good for you? Just let me know anyway. Okay. Okay. So Annette, this one's for you. Right, I couldn't write this. You've got exactly the same as Denise. Okay, so let me just check there isn't a different style message. I think it's a very similar thing. I think you're both feeling this, and you've had this emotional turmoil going on, and it has been like, you know, bubbling up, and you kind of step out of one bit and then you go into the next bit, and it's like, oh my god, not this again. Like, I've got this this happening again, you know. And there's a lot of people around you. So I'm seeing in your card, there's a lot of support. If you have a look up the top, there's a lot of faces. So I'm seeing that as spiritual support. You're getting a lot of guidance. So you've got to feel you are not alone in this, but there's something bigger that you're meant to be doing. So I don't know whether it's becoming like a newer version of yourself, which is more true to you, or there's actually something bigger you've got to flourish into. This is all about being free and letting go. So releasing what's happened and really stepping yourself out of that troubled water, and, you know, releasing yourself fully, really embracing everything that makes you unique. Because I think there's a lot that's kind of, you've maybe put to one side and been a shadow version of what you are, and actually now it's about freeing yourself from that and really embracing all your unique qualities. I think there's quite a spiritual aspect there, because there is a lot of support in this card. There's a lot of butterflies, a lot of different colours. I feel like you might have been getting that coming through and you haven't really realised what it is. So maybe tap into a more spiritual aspect. But I think you just desperately got to let yourself be your true self, because I feel like now's your chance to grow and flourish, and you've just got to take that step to make that breakthrough. Because if you have a look at the bottom, she can step out of this water. It's very easy. She's got these beautiful wings. She can step up and fly. So now's your time to just step up out of it and fly and be yourself. Hope that helps. Slightly different take on Denise's, but very similar messaging for both of you. So, you know, random that you're sisters and getting a very similar message. So you're obviously both doing it together. So that's really good. Who else? So, Patty, are you still on? I'll do your card. Let me just check. No, she's not still on. Right, so I've got Trisha, Abby, and then I think everybody's had one. So I'll do Trisha first. Oh, you're welcome, Denise and Annette. I hope they were good for you. Trisha, yours are a bit jumpy, but they're all like coming out in twos. Let's have a look. This is how I do my cards. I genuinely just like let them pop out themselves. I do sometimes split a pack, but mainly I just let them show themselves to me so that it's all about them and the messages I'm channeling rather than being about the other person. I think we got this one for you last week, did we not, Trisha? About your inner child. So I'm sure when we did the other reading you got inner child stuff. So maintain your childlike spirit. So again, this is, you're going through quite a transformation at the minute. There's a lot of purples, like a real indigo purple as well. So that does say to me that there is kind of a real transformation going on. But again, it's just having fun, tapping into that inner child, letting yourself flow with it. Don't try and control every aspect. Just kind of let it ride out. You're going to be getting lots of different emotions, things that might try and pull you down into like a dark place. But you've just got to keep yourself above that and keep yourself flowing at the right frequency. So this is about really upping your frequency, getting to that fun, like it says, childlike spirit, and just enjoying it rather than thinking this is happening to me. Really get into this is happening for me and I'm enjoying this ride rather than everything kind of coming at you. Because there's a bit of winter and things in there, it's just, there might be, you know, some like things that do come at you, but it's just letting it go with the flow. Don't kind of embrace any darkness in it. Just enjoy what you've got. Be grateful for everything that you have, and just embrace it, because it's all quite exciting. But you've got to have the fun aspect. Maybe be more creative. Think about your creative stuff that you do and put your childlike spirit into that as well. Don't try and make that a job or a chore. It's got to be fun. So everything you do has got to have that level of, I'm having fun with this, rather than it being something that drags you down. So hopefully that helps. But yeah, just keeping that flow, and that'll be good for you. Abby, I'll do you one. Let me know whether that was all right for you. So Abby, you've got inner truths. So that's a nice one. Trisha, yours spot on. What I've been doing. Is the flowers on there? It'll be in the pack. I can try and pull it out later, but yeah, I think there was, but they're kind of like under the snow. So I don't know what that means for you, but yeah, there was. So Abby, inner truths. This one, Abby, I feel like, again, you've kind of got that, got to have that childlike spirit, a bit like Trisha's. There is a little girl on here and she's holding a candle. So I think you've got to tap into what you kind of, I feel like you've got to go back and do a bit of reparenting yourself, if you can take that. I don't know. It's a weird phrase, but it really is powerful if you can do it. So when we go through life, we kind of, obviously put in a family and put into a unit and put into a society, and what we do is we build up beliefs based on the people around us and what they're telling us and things like that. And often we kind of merge ourselves into what we think we should be rather than what we actually are. So I think you've got to go back a little bit and look at what's actually relevant for you. So where you've got these beliefs, are they true for you and your soul, or are they what somebody else has told you should do and be and have? You've really got to kind of go back and tap into what is it that makes me unique and what makes me me. And this card's telling me, like, there is so many avenues you could take. Every single one out of this cave-like tree that's on here has got so much possibility and like abundance. So you've got one that's like a desert island with palm trees. You've got another one that's coming up to like a pink area with a Christmas tree, and that's all about love and giving. You've got another one that's like got a waterfall flowing through it. I just think any path you take that's actually true to what you want and believe you can do is gonna lead you to just so many possibilities. I think at the minute you've just been looking so much in this little box of what you should do that you've missed all this other stuff. So you've just got to go back, think about, who am I? Who is that little girl? What did she want? What makes her happy? Really tap into the soul of, yourself, your higher self, and look at your own possibilities. Because I think up until now you've probably been playing a little bit small, and I feel like there's a lot that you could do, and it's a lot of spiritual energy. So there's crystals on this card, there's moons on this card, like the candle. There's so much spiritual energy in here, so I feel like you've got the gift yourself and the possibilities are endless. And once you tap into that and really get to know that person, like, you've got any avenue you could take with it. So maybe it's about tapping into who you are as a person, who your soul wants to be and wants to come through, and really what's them spiritual gifts that you've got, because they are there. So you've got to tap into them and then look at where you can go. Literally any possibility looks amazing on there. So I hope that helps. That's an exciting one, Abby. Bit of work to do, but you'll get there. Who have I missed? Have I missed anyone? Has anybody got a question? Obviously, I've pulled like a random card for you all there, but if you've got a specific question or an area of your life you want maybe a bit more detail on, I could do that as well. I've got a bit of time. So just let me know in the chat. Is Holly still there? That was dead on. I totally knew exactly what you... Oh, Abby, that's good. Do you know what? That's like such a positive card for you. It's just, making that, going back and doing that bit of work. I'll try and find that card for you, Trisha. There wasn't many flowers on it, Trish. More snowflakes. There was a little bit of flowers, but they were under the snow, so not enough to, I would say, it's relevant. But there was, big snowflakes. Anybody want a specific question? Oh, thanks, La. That's great. I never know what to call you on here. You're actually Lorraine, but La. I'll go with La. All right. But yeah, let me know if there's anything specific, and I can talk you through them. I'll show you my cards that I've got, because these are amazing. So these ones, Nature's Whispers. What's is that what your husband said, Kelly? That is quite good. You've been called worse. Oh well. So these ones are lovely. I love these because of the picture detail, and I get a lot from them. I've also got these butterfly ones, which are life transformation. So these are good if you have a question around kind of a big transition in your life. Oh, Denise, I'm glad that made a lot of sense. Still looking for sign I asked for, that's a flower. What type of flower did you ask for, Trish? And have you been open to it, or have you been expecting it? Because there's a difference. I think sometimes we can, like, it's a bit like the law of attraction. You can put that emphasis on something and you can be like, I want this to happen but you don't really think it will in the back of your head. So you've got to look at your intentions with it. I've done it again since, and I've seen everything. So it's just having that bit of hope, you know, that I know you're going to come through for me because I know that you're there anyway. A blue rose, right? Well, like I said, Trish, ask again, say that you're open to it. Don't have that expectation on it though. Just say, I know that you're always with me, so I know that you'll provide it. Anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about as well, there is the assign a sign that we did. So yeah, you've just got to open yourself up to seeing these signs, because your angels are there all the time. Again, I like to test it a little bit, so I did it when I went to see a spiritualist years ago. My husband at the time, his grandma come through. Now, I'd never met her, but she had a very prominent message, but it was for me, not for my husband. And actually, it rung true. So I wanted to test it and see whether she was still around. And I asked, her for a sign. And oh my God, did she send a sign? Like, I asked for a pink rose, and they were just literally everywhere in the cemetery today. It was crazy. And that's quite a weird colour rose to have, on a grave. It's normally like a white or a red, but they were just everywhere. Everywhere had pink roses. So just be really open to it and don't put any like angst in your request, because then you might miss it. I know, Annette, you had a brilliant, you waited a few days, didn't you? But you had a really brilliant sign from your grandma, and that was so sweet. Oh, thanks, Laura. That's so nice. It feels weird talking to myself, but obviously we're all engaging with the chat, so it's quite nice. But no, I've enjoyed it. I love doing the cards. Honestly, they just embed everything I do anyway, so I absolutely love it. Oh, I didn't mean to make you emotional, Annette, but hopefully that's good. Hiya, Naomi. I'll do you a card. Naomi is like my oldest friend, people. She has put up with me from 7 years old. This is like worse than a life sentence, but she loves me. She probably doesn't get this neither, but we'll give it a go. So now I was just about to say I just let them pop out, and that massively popped out for you then. So clear out the old for you. I love this card, it's so pretty. This one's about unlocking your potential and feeling like sometimes you feel like you don't have the time, but it's about trusting in yourself and your own intuition and really kind of just unlocking what it is that you want to do. So I feel like this blindfolded woman, I'm getting like there's something that in your head and you've got like a strong intuition about that you should be kind of doing now. And I think you've got to let go of any old beliefs that have held you back and really trust in yourself to move forward, because you've got the key within yourself to have like that life that you really want. Now's just the time to not let all that old stuff or any old negative thinking like hold you back, or thinking that you've run out of time, or you know you don't have enough time to put into yourself, but actually you really do. And it's kind of like shooting for the stars now. Don't hold yourself back and really go for whatever it is that's niggling at you. I don't know whether you've got something niggling in your mind that you think you should be doing, and you're kind of thinking, I can't do it because of this, or I can't do it because of this. This is saying go for it. And also you've got this purple rose here, which is like really spiritual. And I feel like you're just being backed. So you've just got to go for it. Like, just let that old feelings like drop away, and move on through, and really unlock what it is that like makes your heart sing, because that's like your key to rising up. And there's so many people like looking out for you. There's you've got like an old wisdom about you as well. I think you've got to trust in that. I think sometimes you listen too much to like what other people think, or people's what you should be doing, rather than what you know you should be doing. I think you've got a lot more potential than you give yourself credit for, and it's just a case of like rising now and not letting that old hinder you. So hopefully you can take that one. Trisha, we got a purple rose. It's kind of purpley blue. I don't know whether that helps. It's very, very big. So now let me know if you can take any of that. Who else have we got on? Right. Anybody got a question that they want to ask? Anything I've missed, or you got like a real burning desire to ask? I think Holly was on, but she's maybe gone now. Anything at all, just, you know, come up with. Or if you want to try a different card as well, I can do that. I've got till 9, so I'm free to chat. Did you see that rose, Trisha? Is that what you were drawn to? Definitely. It's like a purpley blue. It's very prominent. So it's maybe he's like, hello, I'm here. Will you start noticing me? Which is often what they do. If we do ignore spirit, it's like, in the end, they do just give you like a slap in the face. Like, really? Are you not listening? Which, if anybody does your cards and you keep getting the same message or the same card coming out again, really think about, what are you missing? What are you not doing? What are you not paying attention to? CBT business won the way. Yeah, I thought that, if I'm honest. I think with yourself, you're a bit like me. It's like, we grew up in that mentality, you know, you need to have a job, you need to work for somebody, you need to work in this box, you have to have this many qualifications, you can't do it without the qualifications, blah, 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 blah. And actually, you are one of the cleverest people I know. You can do anything you put your mind to, and you just need to step out your comfort zone and do it, and not be obliged or hold on to any loyalties or anything like that. You've just got to go for it, because you're going to soar. And that's what it's saying. Like, you could do it blindfolded, so just get that balls and go for it. That's what I would say anyway. Hope that helps. Yeah, Trisha, you can have one more. Do you want these cards, or do you want to try a different one? What do I need to do to realise my true calling is? God, Annette, that is a good question. We would all like that one. Right. So, Trish, let me know which cards you want to use. And Annette, I'll try and answer that. So, what do I need to do to realise what my true calling is? I'll maybe say what steps do you need to do, or what action do you need to take, because you know that's opening yourself up to being open to doing something, which is a lot more positive. You know, it's saying what path do I need to take to get there, kind of thing. So we'll try that one. So what action do you need to take to find your true calling? They're jumpy, but they're all coming out together again. Right. Oh, I've never actually seen this card. This is a new one. So, clear endeavour. Yeah, that's what you mean. So there's a lot of white in this card. So there's a lot of spiritual energy and source energy, and I think you've got to let that in. You've got to embrace it like a cloak, because they're there to protect you. So where you've maybe shied away from it before in the past, I think you've actually got to let them in now. They're wrapped around you like a cloak on your shoulders, so it's all very protective, very loving, nothing to fear. You've got to, you may be getting signs, seeing like lots of birds, lots of owls, like that type of thing. But you've got this real magical energy within you and within your mind, and it's about tapping into that potential now. So you've got all these snowflakes kind of coming, and I think it's a very clear energy. You know, once you tap into stuff, you're going to get stuff feeding through very quickly, and it's going to give you a lot of abundance and a lot of like a very good feeling. But I think you've just got to let it all in and let it all flow, and maybe embrace what you've put off before. I think you've tried to keep like quite a normal existence. You've tried to stay in the village, a bit like I was saying before. You've tried to stay in that little box that you've been put in, and we're all meant to be in. And you're not meant to be spiritual. You're not meant to be out there. And don't get me wrong, like, spiritual isn't about sitting here doing cards for everybody. Spiritual can be completely different. So when I found Law of Attraction, that was spiritual. You know, you are tapping into source energy and using it to your benefit rather than just being a victim of your own circumstances. So there's lots of different takes on it. So it's not necessarily, oh, I'm going to sit there with the crystal ball. It can be anything. It's just tapping into that higher energy around you, the angels, your spirit guides, source energy, your higher self. It's really opening up to all of that and something bigger than yourself, rather than, just this normal life that we've all been told to live. So I think for you, there's definitely something spiritual that you need to be connecting into. I don't know whether you can take that, but it's like a nice, really angelic light around you. So that's where I would say go. Trust your gut with what you're getting through. Trust your messages you're getting. I know you're getting a lot of numbers. Ask them what they mean. Ask for more signs. Do meditation. Really find out what they're trying to get you through and what they're trying to say. Hope you can take that, Annette. So, Trisha, you wanted another card. Right. Trisha, we'll go for a bit of soul guidance with you, because yours has been like inner child for the last couple of times. So we'll just go for this one, which is a little bit more soul led. So Lost Lands you've got, and it's saying, "Hi Karen, thanks for joining us. Soul Memories and Gifts." You've done this before. So this is about, I would say, going back and doing a lot more deeper meditation, a lot more positive meditation, really letting source energy into what you're doing, because I feel the stuff that you've done, and there's a lot of memories there that you need to tap into. You've got like lifetimes of wisdom, but you're working with this one at the minute. So I think you need to go back to connect into your different planes, because I know with you can go anywhere. So you've got to go somewhere that's kind of visually like this at a real high frequency. So keep it very light, keep it very kind of inner temple, source level led to your meditation. I know you go deep, so keep it very high vibrational and see what they're giving you, because I feel like there's stuff from other lives that you could tap into now that's going to help you with this one. And I know you'll be able to do that because you go to some crazy places in your meditations, so hopefully that one will help you. Sheila, I'm working on leaving the past behind me. What do I need to do to keep it away and have a better future? I'll do that one for you, Sheila. I'll just check, is Karen on? Yeah, Karen, I'll do you a card. If that's, let me know if you want a card, because I've just been pulling one for everybody that's on. And Sheila, I will do yours. So does that help, Trisha, as well? Let me know. Right. So I would say for yours, Sheila, I'll ask about what positive steps do you need to take now to leave the past behind you. So I'm just asking, what actions do you need to take? Jumping again, but they're just not popping. Okay. Right. Ah, this one's cute. Catch your breath. So with this one, I feel like you might feel like you're always fighting and you're always kind of clinging on for dear life and everything's coming at you, and you haven't really had a chance to acknowledge what you've got through and all the things that you've actually that's went positive for you in your life. So everything that you've let grow, I think you've got to go back to the grassroots of it now and look at, right, what have I actually created here? What have I manifested? And if this isn't what I wanted, so this life that you're living now at the minute, if this isn't what you wanted, how do you change them thoughts around? So the life that we're in at the minute, we've created from our past. So we've manifested that through our past thinking. So what do you need to do now to switch that? So you can't think like you did back then. You've got to just take a breath and think, right, what is it I'm trying to create? What is this life that I want? And then you've got to really focus on moving that forward. So you've got all the support, like you're clinging onto this tree, but actually you've got wings, you could fly. So this is just about having a minute and really taking stock of what, because we create the life that we've got, unfortunately, and it's from our old beliefs and our old ways of thinking. And, you know, you can change that though. So really, I think you're in this mindset of, I'm desperate for things to change, but I don't know how they're changing. Nothing's changing quick enough. Nothing's happening quick enough. And what you've got to do is really just stop, take a breath and think, what am I aiming towards? This new life, this ideal dream life, what does it look like? What do I want? How do I want to feel? How do I want to be? And then once you know that, that's when you start to manifest and put the right things in place to get you there. But I think you just need to take a stock and draw a line under it and just say, right, the past. I'm here now. I don't want to keep manifesting that. So what do I need to do to go forward? But you have to have that clear picture in mind of what it is you're aiming for, which I think you want that better life, but you maybe not took stock of, right, no, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to work towards. So once you've got that clear picture in your head, then you can start visualizing it, then you can start manifesting it, and then you can start doing the work to believe that you deserve it as well, because you do. So just trust in yourself, take a deep breath, make a new start, draw a line under the past, and really start to move forward, but have that vision. You know, this is all about growing exactly what you want. You've got these acorns here. You can plant them to grow anything you want. You've just got to put the focus into what it is. Hope that one helps. Right, who am I doing now? Karen? Yeah, I'll do you a card. Oh, this is a nice one, Karen. It's gorgeous colours. Bountiful Harvest. So, oh, this one's beautiful. It's like, oh, Sheila, you're welcome. Glad that helps. Hope, just take that breath and focus now. You've got it. You've really got it. Oh, this is lovely, Karen. This one's like, everything's coming in quite vibrant for you, and I feel like whatever you've been working on or whatever it is you've been trying to do lately is gonna bloom and flourish. I feel like anything you touch is like just got all this amazing colour. So I think, has like your mindset changed or something lately, or do you feel you've got this newfound freedom that is giving you like this real good high vibration? I feel like you've been lifted up at the minute, and I don't know whether it's the way everything is lately, or you know, you've just got a better sense within yourself. I feel like you've been putting plans in place, and there could be quite things from, you've been doing quite a lot of shielding, I think, from like emotional stuff. And I think that's all growing now. So whatever it is you've been doing and whatever it is you've been trying to like manifest and grow, it's all coming to you. So it's going to absolutely bloom, whatever it is you've been focusing on. And I think you've been trying, and now it's just going to flourish and grow. And there's so much like beauty in that card. I just think you've got so much good stuff coming to you. So whatever it is, I feel like, you know, the world's like really working for you now. So hopefully you can take that, because I think you've been putting some work into something and it's flourishing. So I don't know what that is exactly, but you'll probably know yourself what you've been working towards. But yeah, that's a lovely one. All right. Amy, are you still there? Do you want a card? Let me know. Karen, well, definitely. I just think that's saying to be your true self. Show who you are, shine your light, because what you've been doing is working. So I just see it being more positive and more positive, and just let it flow, because yeah, that's lovely. That's a good card for you. So yeah, if you're trying to be more confident, then it's definitely working. Sheila, I'm so glad that was good for you. Trisha, but moving on now, must remember to put my cauldron away after a meditation. Yeah, Trisha, I would. I told you Trisha was a bit out there with all the spiritual stuff. She's good. I'm just trying to catch up on the comments. Annette. Oh, that's nice. I can't see the rest of it, but I'm hoping your heart is racing in a good way. Positive. When I first started on my spiritual journey, I must admit there was bits of it that I thought, oh, I don't want to do that because it scares me, or I don't want to do that because, you know, like what if, and it's like anything else. But what I would say is I have had no bad experiences with anything spiritual, and you've got to go at it with a really positive heart, and you will get positivity in your life. And if you tap into source energy, the absolutely only thing you are going to get is positive back. So we're all creating now, we're all manifesting now every single day. Just manifest the better stuff, you know, put your thoughts in the right place so that we're getting good into our life and not worrying about all the stuff that we don't want. Because the universe works in a very strange way. Doesn't know the difference between like good and bad in a sense. All it takes is the energy of your thoughts. So if I said to you, don't think about a blue car, you're going to think about a blue car. And all you're saying then is, I want a blue car. I want a blue car. So when you're worrying about things that you don't want, actually what you're saying to the universe is, I want that. So, you know, just be aware of what you're thinking. Always think that positive outcome, what you actually want to happen, not what you don't want to happen. And hopefully. Oh, Karen, I'm glad you liked that. I'm glad it made sense to you as well. So, let me have a look. Right. So, have I missed anything? If anybody posted a question and I've missed it, just let me know. Abby, did you say you wanted another card? I don't know whether you did. I've been feeling a bit down this week. All right, what can I do to raise my own vibration? Well, Abby, with that one, I don't really need to pull a card for that, if I'm honest. You've got to, you know, there's ways that you can raise your own vibration yourself. Obviously, I did that guide on it, and, you know, before you get up in the morning, do a meditation. Don't go to your phone and start scrolling. Don't look at anything negative. Do a meditation first thing that's going to lift you up. Have a morning playlist. Music is like the best therapy. Get an upbeat morning playlist on your phone and really boost that up. If you get low through the day, put your music on again. You know, just things like that. Don't watch too much news. Declutter your life. So if there's people or things that make you feel bad, then distance yourself from them, or protect yourself when you're in their vibration. Put like a golden cloak over yourself. If somebody's making you feel bad or sending you negative thoughts, then, you know, thank them, but send it back with love. Also, you've got to think about the negative thoughts coming into your own mind. So you can do that with yourself as well. So when you're getting them negative thoughts in your head, as soon as you get it, thank it, but say, I'm not taking this into my new life. And just be really clear with yourself. You know, you've got to stop your thinking, because a thought is just a strand of something. What we then link to it and put our emotion onto it is where it becomes something bigger. But the thought itself is just something that pops in your mind. And to be fair, we have thousands of them a day. So you've got to do things that are going to raise your own frequency. But I will pull you a card as well to see if there's anything. leap of faith. So I think with this one, there's been something that's weighing on your mind that you've been wondering about whether you should do it, whether you shouldn't do it. And there's something you're getting like a real niggle about. And that's probably where your anxiety is coming in. You're feeling crap. You're feeling like a lower vibration. Because there is something that you know you should be doing, but you're kind of not leaping into yet. So with this one, it's just saying that you're fully supported. If you take that leap, universe has got your back. So you've got absolutely nothing to worry about. You've just got to do it. Whatever that niggle is, whatever it is that's like really gnawing at you, I think you need to think about what is your gut telling you, what feels right, not what feels right for everybody else around you, and what people think you're crazy or you're mad or you're this or you're that. What actually feels right for you, and take that leap, because you are fully supported. You've got wings and you've got a cobweb that's going to catch you if you fall anyway. So that's source energy. That universe has got you. So what is it that you need to take that leap on? Have a think on that, and I hope that helps. Did I get everybody? Coming up to 6 minutes past 9. I've enjoyed this though, it's been really good. Thank you for joining me. Let me know if I've missed anything. Who have I still got on? So thank you. Just let me know quickly in the comments whether I've missed anything or you've all got what you needed. Thanks, I get so many leap cards from different decks. Right, so Abby, if you're getting this leap card over and over again, what is it telling you? What are you missing now? I would say, because if you know yourself that there's something else, that's going to pull you down in itself. So you can try anything to lift your vibration, but if you know there's something there and it's niggling at you, you've kind of got this, you're going against what you kind of gut's saying. And often we get like a spiritual anxiety if we're not following our true path and we're not being good to ourselves. Often that comes out as depression, anxiety, feeling low vibrational, because you're going against what your gut is telling you to do. So I think you maybe know what your leap is. You maybe just need to do it and trust that you're going to be supported, because you definitely are. Anybody else? Was there anything I missed? Thanks. Oh, Trish, I'm glad you liked it. Hope you can take all of that. That's good. Somebody else joined though, did they? No. Right. So is everybody all right with that? Just let me know quickly. And if not, I'll log off. Well, thank you so much for joining me though. I really, really enjoyed that. So I'll try and do these quite regular. I think for me, it's a good way to kind of tell you all about the way I think as well, which is like the law of attraction, and I'll get as much of that out through this as I can. Obviously, I use the cards as guidance from source, but I do use it for a coaching purpose. Hiya Bex, are you wanting a card? I'll pull you a card. Well, they're kind of sticking. So Bex, how I do the cards, I just shuffle them and see what pops out. So this one's popped out for you. So this one is amplify your positive emotions. So this one's all about, a lot of it's around gratitude and being grateful for what you have and focusing on all the positives. And then the more you focus on the positive energy, the more it'll ripple out and create more into your life. So I don't know whether you know much about the law of attraction, but it's about putting that positive energy out there to attract positive back. And I think for you, it's now time to shine and really be that vibrant, happy, really good energy, and putting that out there. And what you'll see is that it'll ripple out to other people around you. They'll feel the benefit. They'll be loving it. They'll be, buzzing off you. And what it is, you'll attract more of that into your life. So I don't know whether you've been feeling a little bit low at the minute, or you've been trying to do this and it's you don't know whether it's working or not. What I would say is them little steps are working. So just keep being positive and you're having that ripple effect around you. But one thing I would say is really focus on doing a gratitude journal or a gratitude practice. And with that one, it's thinking of 3 to 5 things every night, what you're grateful for, and think in your head why you're grateful for them. So if you're grateful for your job, why you're grateful for your job. If you're grateful for your family, what makes them so good. Really tap into that energy of what's really good for you at the minute. Sometimes we forget to look at what we actually have, and we've got a lot to be grateful for. So the more you do that, the more you're gonna attract back into your life, and it's only positive stuff. So hopefully you can take that message. Let me know in the chat if you can. Okay. I'll just check who else is there. I'm chatting to her and she's gone. All right. Well, I think we're about done. So thank you all for coming. Hopefully let me know, message me or whatever, let me know whether it worked for you. And if it does, I'll keep doing these quite regular because I enjoyed it. It was really good. All right. Right. Well, thank you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.